Hello and welcome back. I'm Randy Newbert from VoodooFX. In today's video, we'll be doing our first 3D model kit review. So let's get started. Okay, so before I start this model review, I want to acknowledge the model designer. The model designer that made this 3D model, his name is Lee E. Pei, and he is by trade a mechanical design engineer. And he's the one that created this really cool model. Also, we were sent this in and had this actually printed in a 3D resin print from Sean Homer from 8K Miniatures and Models. And again, when I go through the review, I'll have a description at the end of the video under more, and it will have all the descriptions of where you can actually order the 3D model and also seek out the service for the 3D print. So anyway, so without further ado, let's get on to the review. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, we don't have any fancy box art or anything for this one because this is obviously going to be our first 3D model print. And as you can see by the label, I wrote on there Igoe pod. This has been repackaged by me. When we first originally got this model, it was extremely well packed and came literally with nothing broken or any pieces that were bad in it. So I put it in a smaller box because I just, again, for packing reasons and storage reasons, I needed to put this into a smaller box. So anyway, so let's get right into it. Again, this is a repack job by me. So let me get you guys familiar what this project is and what it is. This is the villain vehicle from Inner Space, which is what they originally would call the Igoe pod. So I'm going to pull out some of these pieces and just kind of put them out here. And again, Lee did an awesome job at actually preparing these pieces for print. And Sean Homer really, again, he did an awesome job at actually getting these prints up and ready to go. So I'm just going to keep pulling out a few of these parts so you guys can get an idea of what the pieces look like. Here's the back of the main body. And again, excuse me for not having this stuff all laid out yet because I put all this stuff away just because I was working on other projects and I didn't have a chance to get in here and actually provide the review. But now I've made the time to make out the review and get this reviewed. So anyway, there's a handful of parts. I don't think I'm going to pull out all the really, really small, fine, detailed parts, but I'm going to give you the bulk of the idea of what the actual pieces are, so you can kind of get a good idea of how these pieces actually go together. So I've got a few more here. There's some arm buckets there. Let me make sure that I'm kind of in frame here. Yeah, I look good there. Okay. I'm going to get the master body part out of here as well. So there it is. This is the basic model in a semi-nutshell here of what some of the parts that go together. And again, I'm not going to pull out all the very, very fine detailed pieces at this stage, just because they're too small. But the parts are actually really, really in good shape. So it does have in this little container that they sent. These are all the little small, little fine parts that are added into the model. So I'm just not going to get into reviewing all these little tiny pieces because they're just too small. I'll do the build up and I'll probably do a review on the build. So that is those parts. So let me start off with the main body. And again, I've already inserted one of the pieces that come in the kit And I will put it aside here for a sec so then I can show you exactly what it is. So here is the main body for the Igoe pod. And, again, Lee just did a wonderful job at really nailing all the details on the model itself. And you could tell that this was done by an engineer for sure because of the way that the models, just the parts just literally key all together. And again, I have to give it to both Lee and Sean for doing such an awesome job on the print itself. This is just an amazing print quality is really high here. So anyway, so this is the main front piece, or the main front body half, and then it comes with a back part. And again, this is the back part of the main part that goes into sits on the back side of the model, and this is what we'll be using for access to get into any kind of electronics that we fit for this model. And again, I want to just say it, and I'll probably say it way too many times, but just the quality of not only the 3D print, but the engineering quality of what Lee did on this was just is just top notch. I'm really impressed by this. So this is the back side of the pod, and then it comes with a series of these thruster legs. And again, here there's a left and a right, and on these left and right pieces, they sit these engine detail that I'm just gonna kind of just pop it in lightly. He's made little key areas to key in these pieces. I mean, but just look at that. That is just beautiful. And the fit, just a little bit of CA in there. I'll clean these up. These are just going to just glue right together. And again, really giving you high quality detail. This is just a really, really beautifully well executed part. So anyway, so there's two of these. There's a left and a right, and they kind of sit down on the main body. I can't really, again, without having it put all together, they kind of key into place, and they key into place with these little pieces right here. Are the little hubs that get mounted in there, and then you can see again it well notched out for the actual mounting onto the part, and then this little part here kind of just sits into play. And I won't force this in here or anything because I mean it fits right together. So there's the main, these are the main leg thrusters, if you want to call them those. And again, they live on this lower little piece that sits down on the bottom here, and I'm going to get the right side here. I think it's like that. So this is what the main thruster legs look like, and I think I can pin these and put a screw in here so they can actually rotate and pivot a little bit. But those are what go right there. So that is the main leg assembly. And then they have a couple arm details on these ones too as well. But I'll go into that in a little bit. Now, on the main area where the figure sits, comes with this little box piece that is actually this little part here sits inside the main front half piece, and this is where you would see the character that's inside the ship itself. And again, super well engineered, really tight, and again made the key places for him, so it literally just sits inside its little notch right there, and that's it. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that as far as like fit wise goes. And I was talking to Lee a little bit about this, but since he didn't really he wasn't into figures as much as figure sculpting, it comes with like kind of like a little generic head that I'm gonna just paint out to look like the character. But I think that there was a couple. I remember there's a couple companies that I think had a actual a three-dimensional sculpt of the actual character. So in the show, which was Igoe, or they called him Mr. Igoe. So anyway, so this little part literally just clips in. There's a little notch for it. Again, very well and easily centered. It just kind of just mounts in there, and that's it. There's the head inside the main housing, and then this all kind of just, again, just literally rests into place and just keys right into there, and there you have it. So there's the figure. You put the back onto it, and then it's going to be all closed up, and it'll look great. So anyway, let me move on here. So next on the list here of the parts, let's get into the arms a little bit. So these arm assemblies, these are just incredible as far as the detail, and the print quality is just wow. I mean, this is really, this is the cat's meow as far as printing quality. So, you know, again, I'm going to re-say this about 100 times. The Sean Homer at AK Miniatures has just done a wonderful job at the prints. These prints are just ready to go. I'll spray a little bit of primer on these and paint, and I think that's pretty much history. So it comes with these two arm assemblies, and these arm assemblies actually sit in these cases, and they actually mount up into the main body part. So the main body part sits there, and then these little outer cases sit on here, and these, again, I'll probably put a screw in there or something that I can get this thing to swivel a little bit. And then the arm assemblies kind of just clip into place with a little bit of a 2 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter rod. I'll run through there, or brass, and that is the arm assembly. And then obviously they have the attachments and some other little finer parts that go into the model itself. But I'll get into a little bit more on those when I get up into the build-up. And then just to continue along with the, there's a few attachment pieces. They actually have two versions of the arm. One is an open clamp and claw assembly. So they've got this one that you can either use this claw, or you can use the closed claw, like if it was sitting, like if it was just in a regular closed position. And so anyway, it's nice that it has the two options available. And there was another gentleman that actually ordered up and bought one of these kits, and he did some modifications himself, and did a nice job, a really nice build up. I think his name was Dean. I can double check that, but I saw his build up and I was really impressed. It was a nice build up. So there again, there's the arm assemblies. And again, you can kind of get the idea of the detail. It's just beautiful. So anyway, those are the arms. And then again, there's a little inner piece that goes over the cover. I didn't kind of touch on this, but let me also show you too. This is the other side part that goes to the arm. And this is a small arm piece, and then there's a little attachment that goes onto this as well. That's added onto this, a little overhead piece that sits on top of here and kind of extends out. But again, it's in that small fine parts that I haven't really shown into the little tiny stuff. But again, all the little small detail parts are just, you know, really highly detailed, just beautiful. So in kind of a nutshell, let me just show you kind of what the main body. So here's the main body parts. Here's the back section. That kind of just, it kind of literally just kind of snaps into place here. And that's like how you get the main body together. And again, I'm going to make this on mine. I'm going to make this a removable piece. And that's how it kind of just snaps into place. And it's got a little bit of play, which is good for this application. And then here is the tail cone. And this little tail cone is what holds the actual thruster legs, and that was a piece I showed you before. And this piece, again, it just kind of, it basically just fits right in there. I have to do a little bit of cleanup around the edge, but I mean, there it is. This is the Igoe pod. And again, just really going to be a fun little build. Overall, the parts are going to be not take much for me to do it. There's not too many colors on this model. Should really come out as a really clean build. And so that is the main parts. And again, I want to show you kind of let me show you a little bit of the inside there. So this part of the tail piece, this tail section is made to have a rod. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a view on that. But there's a place for a rod to go right up the middle of this and then be mounted on some kind of a stand or a post. I happen to be doing I might end up doing a actual build-up with the Kraken and have the Igoe pod kind of on top of the Kraken, kind of attacking it, kind of like you see in the scenes from Inner Space. And that's kind of what I'm after as far as the look of the putting these two models together. I haven't done the kit review on the Kraken yet, but it's coming up really soon right after this one. And again, this will be another 3D model review. I'm getting more and more of these reviews coming in for 3D models. I think that the 3D models definitely have a space in model making and model building. And I'm really excited to actually show these out to the general public and let you guys see what these models are all about. And again, I don't see much of a problem with fit. I see this going together very, very easily. All models have challenges when it goes to building, but again, these are so well engineered. These are almost just like you would buy a mold injected model. So they're very, very good quality, and the fit is, they're well engineered. Again, Lee did a great job at the engineering end of it and actually designing the model. And again, also 8K Miniatures just did a beautiful print job on these two as well. So anyway, I think that's about the end of the video. I don't want to really go into this too much longer, and I will have some finished shots of this when I am done with it that I will be posting. And again, look in the comment section below for links to both Lee's Etsy page to order the 3D model. It is very well priced and very, again, he has other things on there that you might be interested in, so I would definitely go and check that out. And also, I'll have a link to 8K Miniatures and Models and Props, so you can take a look at Sean Homer's work on all their stuff that they do. And he's got quite a large barrage of other projects that he's done that I think are well worth looking into. And again, I'll have a link in the description on the underneath the video link. So anyway, so if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our video now and as our video channel. And again, we really look forward to doing more reviews like this, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.